You can often understand someone before they say anything, not because you are guessing, but because the human body reveals emotional states faster than language. The brain is constantly scanning for social safety, and this process begins before conscious thought even forms a response. That is why sometimes you meet a person and immediately feel a sense of comfort or discomfort without knowing why. Most people try to control how they appear, especially in situations where they feel observed. When this happens, the brain increases self-monitoring through the prefrontal cortex, which regulates behavior to avoid judgment. This creates small signs of over-control in the body, such as overly stiff posture, repeated adjustments of clothing, or unnatural stillness. These are not random habits, break time, 05s, but signs that the brain is allocating mental energy toward managing impression rather than being relaxed. When cognitive load increases, natural movement decreases, and the body becomes less fluid. One of the most revealing aspects of body language is direction. Humans naturally orient their body toward what their attention values most. This is linked to approach and avoidance systems in the brain, which constantly evaluate whether something is safe or uncertain. Even when the face is engaged in conversation, the feet and torso often reveal where attention is actually directed. A person may appear interested, but subtle shifts in body orientation can show whether their mind is partially focused elsewhere. This happens because lower body movements are less consciously controlled than facial expressions. Break time, 0.05s, another important signal is timing. Emotional reactions in the brain occur quickly through limbic structures like the amygdala, but before expression, the prefrontal cortex evaluates whether it is socially appropriate to show that emotion. This creates a slight delay in some people's responses. That delay is not always noticeable consciously, but the nervous system can detect it. When a laugh, smile, or agreement arrives slightly late, it often indicates that the emotional response was filtered before being expressed. This filtering is not necessarily deception. It is social regulation shaped by past experiences and learned caution. Comfort and safety are also often confused, but they are not the same. Comfort can be performed, while safety is a deeper nervous system state. When a person feels safe, break time 0.05s, the autonomic nervous system shifts away from a defensive state, reducing muscle tension and allowing breathing to slow naturally. This is controlled by the balance between the sympathetic and parasympathetic systems. In contrast, when someone is socially anxious or uncertain, the body remains in a subtle state of alertness, even if the person appears calm on the surface. This is why some interactions feel emotionally heavy even if nothing negative is said. Because the body is still in a mild state of stress response, human behavior is also shaped by repetition. The brain forms patterns through neural pathways that strengthen with repeated emotional responses. Over time, these patterns become visible in body language. Someone who often feels the need to protect themselves may repeatedly display subtle distancing behaviors. Break time 05s, someone who seeks approval may frequently adjust their behavior to match others. These are not deliberate actions, but learned emotional adaptations stored in procedural memory. The body reflects these patterns because it expresses what the conscious mind may not directly recognize. When all of these signals are observed together, they do not provide certainty about a person's thoughts, but they do reveal tendencies in emotional regulation. The body does not speak in absolutes. It speaks in patterns. It reflects how the brain is managing social situations in real time, whether through control, direction, timing, or repetition. Understanding this does not mean judging people faster. It means recognizing that most visible behavior is an adaptation to internal psychological processes. Every movement, pause, or shift is shaped by the brain's attempt to balance expression with safety. Once you understand this, you stop seeing body language as a set of tricks and start seeing it as a reflection of human nervous system behavior. In the end, what you notice in others is also what others unconsciously notice in you. Your own body carries the same signals shaped by your own experiences, stress levels, and emotional history. People rarely communicate only through words. They communicate through the state of their nervous system.